Welcome! I have an Easter DIY for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to dress up this basic set of stackable Easter eggs that you can pick up in the plus section in Dollar Tree. This craft can be easily customizable to suit any home. Let me show you how to make it. To get started on today's craft, you're going to need a charger plate. I'm going to be using a blue one, but really you can use whatever color that you can find. You're also going to need about 4 of the tumbling tower blocks and a 5-gallon paint stick. If you just go into Lowe's or Home Depot and you ask the paint department if you can have a 5-gallon stir stick, they usually will give you one. If not, you can usually pick up a pack of 3 for $1 or $2. You're also going to need some Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and some hot glue. So the first thing we want to do is find where the center of our charger plate is. So I'm just going to lay down my paint stick, try to visualize the center here, and then just mark on either side. Then I'm going to go the opposite way and do the same thing. And then one more time, kind of diagonally. Okay, that's going to help me find the center. Next, on your 5-gallon paint stick here, the square end, you want to place that in the center and trace around the base. And now we're going to attach our tumbling tower blocks. You want to start by placing one of the blocks on either side of the long side, and it needs to be snug. So I put one down and then I put the second one down, make sure it's nice and snug, and then lift out. You also want to make sure it stays nice and even. So now my 5-gallon paint stick can slide right in and it stands up. And I do have a little bit of adjustment that it can slide to either side if I need to adjust it. So let's set this aside and allow this to set up. You're also going to need some lights. Now it's up to you. If you want to use like Christmas lights, you can do that. That has a cord. You just have to take that in mind as you're putting it together. These I actually found at Dollar Tree. They run on 3 AA batteries, and they do have a timer, and they are for indoor or outdoor use. This is not something Dollar Tree normally carries. I think it was just a closeout, but I'm sure you can find something similar at Walmart, or you can use the ones that Dollar Tree has. Those you'll just have to turn on and off when you need to. This is 12 feet and it has 36 LED lights. So I've taken the lights out of the package. They come with this really nice little battery case. There you can see it takes 3 AA batteries. Now depending on what light pack you choose, this one has a timer where you can have it steady on, you can have it flashing or fading. And this stays on for 6 hours and then is off for 18. If you want a battery pack that does have a timer, I know Amazon has a lot to choose from. On your paint stick, on the end that comes smaller is where you want to start. We're going to be attaching the lights. And usually there's a light at the very end. I'm just going to use hot glue. Now my hot glue gun here is very hot, so I'm going to lay down some hot glue. I'm going to let it cool for a minute before I put in my light. And that is because I don't want it to burn through. Once it's cooled a little bit, you can lay in your wire and that top light. I'm going to wrap that around once, get it into that glue again. I'm going to make sure that end is nice and secure. Then I'm just going to work my way, and I'm going to wrap the lights all the way down, but I'm going to leave about an inch of space at the bottom here. Okay, so I'm down near the bottom and I still have plenty of space. And I'm going to attach this just like I did the top. Okay, so I got some batteries in here. Okay, so 1 is steady. 2 is flashing. And 3 is kind of fading in and out. 4 is off. So I think I'm going to go for steady. I like that. And then this can fit right inside. And then we have the little box. Perfect. Now the stackable eggs come stacked together like this. They are wrapped in plastic. You have 2 sets to choose from. They have a solid white set, which is this one. And then they also have a pastel set, and each of the eggs here are a different color. Now they do snap together, so that helps hold them together. If you're planning on putting this outside, you will most likely want to glue this together if you are in a windy area. Otherwise it will blow and fall apart because it's not that heavy. I'm planning on keeping mine inside, and I want to make them easy to store so that I can take them apart and store them in a smaller space. So I'm not going to glue mine together. But there you go. And now you will slide them over the lights. So it comes right down, and it fits perfectly on the charger. So let's finish decorating our charger here. Now the egg fits perfectly on the inside here, so the only place that we're going to be decorating is the rim. To decorate the rim, you're going to need a package and a half of moss. 1 package is not enough to cover the rim. I'm also going to be using a package of the sequins eggs, and you get 6 in a package. I love how shiny and beautiful they are. You'll also need some wildflowers, and these I got from Dollar Tree, and I have yellow, blue, pink, and white. And then we're also going to be using the greenery with those wildflowers. So I have 1 stem of pink, 1 stem of white, yellow, and blue. So I have my eggs open. They do come with a little hanger. Just grab around the base and pull out. You want to make sure that you don't pull out any of the sequins. And I have 2 bags here of moss. One's a little darker than the other, so I'm going to mix the 2 as I work so it goes together. And the first thing I want to do is kind of pull out my moss see if I can get it into more of like a sheet so it'll cover a wider space. I want to start by adding my moss kind of around the edge, and I'm going to do it in sections. And then I'm going to add an egg. So I want to make sure I leave a little bit of space. You don't want to come past the rim. You need to leave about 1/4 of an inch of free space. Otherwise you'll have a hard time adding the large stacked eggs. And you just want to hide the bottom where you pulled out the hanger. So I'm just going to work on getting my eggs placed. I'm going to do 1 across and then 2 in between. And I'm just going to change the angle of how I place them. Once you have your eggs placed, you want to fill in any spaces in between. And then to clean this up, I just take a pair of scissors, I go around the outside, and anything that's really hanging off a lot, I just clean up. Another good thing is turn it over, give it a little shake. That will release anything that you didn't get glued down real well. Now to prepare your florals, on the blooms, I'm just going to pull those off. And the greenery I'm also going to pull off. I have my greenery and my florals all prepared. Now to make sure that I have enough greenery to hit all of my sections, I have 6 sections, so I divided my greenery up evenly into 6 piles. And I'm going to start by adding my greenery. Now this is pretty long, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Now each bunch comes with about 3, so I just cut off that bottom section. Add a little bit of hot glue on the ends. And then I'm going to nestle it in. And I kind of want them all angled in the same direction. So I'm going to place them all sticking in this way as I work my way around. Some of the leaves are light, some of the leaves are dark, so I'm just mixing those as well. So we're going to get the greenery in first and then come back with the florals. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials used in today's project. This list will not only tell you how much you're going to need, it will also let you know where I purchased the materials. So you want just enough greenery so it looks nice and bushy, and then you'll fill in the rest when you add in your blooms. I have all my greenery glued in and I'm really happy with that. It looks very pretty, nice and thick and fluffy. So now I'm going to add my blooms, and I have more white and pink than I do of the other colors. So I'm going to break those down with the blue and the yellow and make sure I get that evenly distributed. I don't want to end up having blue only on one side or yellow only on one side. And now I'm just going to go in and add my florals the same way. Add a little bit of glue and nestle them in. I have all my florals added and I'm really happy. It looks so pretty. You can still see the eggs nestled in there amongst the greenery and those spring flowers. Beautiful. We're going to work on the bow now. I like to use my Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. I do have arthritis in my hands and this helps me out a lot. I pulled out 3 ribbon. I have this really pretty 1.5 inch green. This has a little bit of glitter to it. I really like it. It's very pretty. And then I also pulled this out. It's also 1.5 inches. Now this is just a plain yellow burlap. I really like that. And then I also pulled this one out. And I love this ribbon. This is 2 inches wide at 36 feet. This one came from Dollar Tree in their plus section for Easter. I love the blue background and all those bright colored peeps. Same colors I used in the florals around the base. Both of these ribbons I picked up from craftoutlet.com. This yellow one was $3.50 and the green one was $3.56 and they're both at 10 feet. I want some really long tails on this, so I cut one piece of each of the ribbons at 50 inches. I've folded it in half and then I cut the bottom at an angle on each of them. Okay, so where the center is, I'm going to pinch and drop down. The nice side should be facing up. Start with the green and then the yellow and then the bunnies. Now to start my bow, I'm going to start with this really pretty ribbon. Now I'm going to pinch and twist, and I'm going to leave just about an inch there and slide through. Now normally that would be the tail, but I want all of my tails in the back. So this time I'm doing them separately. So that little piece, the pattern should be facing up, but once you come through, the nice side should be facing down. And I'm going to measure my loops at 4 inches, and I'm going to do 2 loops on either side at 4 inches with this ribbon. If you're enjoying today's content, make sure to subscribe, and when the notification bell pops up, if you hit that too, YouTube will let you know every time I upload new content. And I do upload new content to my channel every week. Now I'm going to move to my yellow ribbon, and I'm going to do the same thing, pinch about an inch away and twist. I want 2 loops on either side with this ribbon at 4 inches. And with my green ribbon, pinch, twist, and I'm going to do 1 loop on either side with my green ribbon at 4 inches. I'm back to my bunny ribbon. And with this ribbon, I'm going to do one loop on either side at 4 inches. Now I want a center loop for my bow, so I'm going to add one more loop, and I'm going to make it just slightly smaller. Now you need a full-length pipe cleaner. You want to put that underneath all of the ribbon and slide it down until you get next to your dowel rods. I always push down on the ribbon so it's nice and snug. Pull my pipe cleaners together and pinch. And then lift out. Now see, that helps keep your ribbon all nice and stacked properly. You're going to fold that around to the back. Give a couple good twists. Get it nice and snug. So just open up and spread out your loops. So by keeping your loops relatively all the same length, you get a very round bow, and that's exactly what I was looking for this one. And you also want to separate out your tails. And now we're going to curl our tails. We're going to put a nice curl all the way through. So you start at one end and start to roll your ribbon. Now if you have a hard time rolling it like this, you can always use like a toilet paper roll or the center of a deco mesh roll. Anything like that. Depends on what size you want your curls. Roll them all up. And then once you have them up, you want to reach in, you grab the tail, and you pull down and let go, and then you have a beautiful curl. I'll show you again. Start at the bottom. Just roll up your tail. Okay, just like you're setting a roller. And then from the inside, you want to grab that tail and then pull straight down and let go. And you have a nice bouncy curl. Okay? So I'm going to curl out each of my tails, and then I'll be back and we'll attach our bow. So we're going to attach our bow to the very top of the smallest egg here. And I took it off the stack so that you can see me do it. So here I cut my pipe cleaner and tucked it down. And I'm going to use a combination of Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. I just do a ring of Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and then add some hot glue in the center. Now the hot glue is going to hold it right away, and then when Aleene sets up, that'll give it a good permanent hold. Just as you're gluing it down, you want to make sure to separate out your tails because they will get glued down in that position. And I want them to hang separately around the egg. And there you go, we're all done. So what did you think about today's craft? I had a lot of fun pulling this together. Now I did make 2 of these. They are both identical. I'm planning on putting one on either side of my fireplace. I'm so excited. So many wonderful Easter decorations this year. Now if you're looking for more Easter inspiration, you're going to want to check out my playlist. You can click into it right here. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.